now the third time we have all come together to monitor the goings-on of the House Select Committee on the state's role in immigration policy. And I, for one, am as confused now as I was in January. We are confused about why a state such as North Carolina would consider policies shown to be unworkable and patently illegal in other states. We are confused, we are angry, and we are here to put this committee on notice that we're tired of it. We're tired of wasting taxpayer time and taxpayer money exploring ideas that bring us down instead of bring us up.
Today we come together with over a dozen organizations from across the state to make our voices heard for the first time before this committee. Unfortunately, they won't have time to hear from all of us in the hour that they have allotted. We come with more than 700 signatories to a petition asking the state of North Carolina to focus on things that improve our state instead of spending time making life difficult for immigrants.
We reject the idea that immigrants, whether documented or not, take more out of this system than they put into it. From an economic perspective, from a social perspective, we are a far stronger community with our immigrants than without them. And most strongly, we reject the idea that immigrants are somehow less deserving members of our community than everyone else.
Immigrants paid over $317.7 million in state and local taxes in 2010, 82.3 million in state income taxes, 25.9 million in property taxes, and 209.5 million in sales taxes. We also know that thanks to the presence of the labor force of immigrants, legal and unauthorized, we had made North Carolina businesses competitive in the global economy. They have been able to remain competitive thanks to the cheap labor that immigrants provide.
We call on all North Carolinians to continue to live up to our legacy of doing what is right in times of great challenges. Legislators have a higher charge of creating good laws when bad ones threaten our communities, particularly those most vulnerable in our communities. Immigration law can be created at the federal level, and we must continue to pressure our congressional representatives to work on passing sensible and humane immigration reform. We must also call on this House Select Committee on Immigration to seize any plans that they have of pushing through legislation that would further divide North Carolinians and do nothing but create a state of chaos, as has happened in Alabama and Arizona.
We need comprehensive immigration reform on the federal level. We need to demand that our representatives in Washington, D.C. address this issue, since the states do not have the authority to do so. A patchwork of laws within our state that lack the proper authority cannot adequately and morally address this federal issue.
It is wrong, not to mention illegal, to treat immigrants or any other group of people differently, simply because they're easier to identify and therefore easier to exploit.